I am proud to be a part of Pratyek.
Hello everyone, I am Neelam and I am your co-host for this evening along with Anushka. I have been engaged with child rights and earth rights and have been actively advocating for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We are thrilled to be here to dream of a world fit for all children, particularly India's vulnerable earth and her unheard young citizens. We will be offering interpretation in Hindi and in sign language. So to listen to the session in Hindi, please click the three dots below and select Hindi, and the video of Ms. Temsurilla will be pinned for those who need sign interpretation. We're also live streaming the award ceremony on our YouTube channel. Please share it with your friends to join us. The link is in the chat box.
You still have a chance to vote for your favorite child advocate for the Choice of the People Award. The link to our social media handle will be available in the chat box. You could also visit our official website, pratyek.org.in, for more details about the awardees.
Children across the world have now begun standing for their rights as well as for those of their peers, especially for the last and the unheard child and their Mother Earth. These awards recognize the voices and efforts of children in India who choose to take action and demand that their duty bearers act beyond words and deliver on promises while they even influence the policies and manifestos. The Just Rights Kids Awards honors children who are proactively working on climate change, inclusion, and sustainable development goals and child rights with a special emphasis on their most vulnerable peers.
The award honors the memory and work of Thomas Chandy, the former CEO of Save the Children India. He worked consistently towards ensuring that policies and systems effectively provide opportunities for children to access their rights. During his presentation at the UN General Assembly on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the Convention on the Rights of Children, Mr. Thomas Chandy, the then CEO of Save the Children, highlighted the positive changes that have been witnessed in India post the adaptation of the UNCRC. Mr. Chandy elaborated how child rights are still being violated every day in the areas of education, nutrition, equality, and labor, and in times of conflict. Mr. Chandy then threw light on the pathway for UNCRC in the next 25 years. He said, quote, moving into the next 25 years of the UNCRC, we need to address the lack of sufficient investment in children as one of the biggest barriers in the way of realizing children's rights in many countries. But it is not only about more money, but also about well spent money, where corruption and leakages are addressed. Civil society's roles and taking into account children's perspectives will be critical to this process.
The vision of Mr. Thomas Tandy is what we seek should inspire child rights organizations and child citizens through the Child Defender of Child Earth Rights Awards called the Just Rights Kids Award.
Now, what is Pratyek? Pratyek came into existence on the 9th of October 2013. As a registered society...
Ma'am, can you speak in Hindi?
For all those who want to, जिसको भी हिंदी में सुनना है आज का सेशन, आप इंटरप्रिटेशन पे क्लिक करके हिंदी इंटरप्रिटेशन को सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. आज का सेशन जिसको भी हिंदी में सुनना है, आपके कंप्यूटर पे या आपके फोन पे एक ऑप्शन होगा हिंदी का, आप हिंदी सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं और हम लोग हिंदी इंटरप्रिटेशन कर रहे हैं साथ साथ, तो आपको पूरा सेशन हिंदी में सुनाई देगा. थैंक यू.
All right. Pratyek came into existence on the 9th of October 2013 as a registered society with a vision of every child being empowered to stand for every right for everyone. Pratyek in Hindi literally means everyone. Its objective is to protect and promote all the rights and opportunities for every child in India by creating a vibrant network of children, schools, and NGOs spanning across our country, if not the world.
Pratik convenes the 9 is Mine campaign, which is a national advocacy initiative of, for, and by the children. We aim to create thousands of child activists in the footsteps of Greta Thunberg, Malala Yousafzai, towards which we intend to hold year-long online certificate courses for young child advocates. Pratik has launched a series of courses on our website on themes like COVID-19, Sustainable Development Goals, and climate change. On completing this course, you can all get certificates from esteemed organizations like UNICEF, Edmund Rice International, Geneva, and Fridays for Future. Please download our Android app called eCertain Rights app.
Like our Pratyek page, we have set ourselves to get the prized blue tick verification mark by the end of this year. Do remember to type in ePratyek to stay updated about us.
Through its Inclusive Children's Parliament, Pratik attempts to enhance the agency of children in local communities, in villages, in slum communities, in schools, to build them as leaders, advocates, and proactivists for the co-creation of a society fit for all children. The title Inclusive was added to the Children's Parliament movement upon the recommendation of our first Prime Minister Swarna Lakshmi Ravi of the National Inclusive Children's Parliament. She has represented India at various UN platforms in New York. She has achieved all of this in spite of being a person living with complete visual impairment. We are excited to announce we will be conducting the National Inclusive Children's Parliament NICP 2022. The National Child Parliamentarians and children from different schools will be interacting with the members of parliament in January 2022. We will be having a 1-week program where we'll be having sessions on UNCRC themes, SDGs, and Children's Parliament. This will be followed by the NICP elections and oath-taking ceremony, which provides a platform for children to advocate for their rights.
Our parliaments are inclusive of all children of our neighborhood, irrespective of their caste, color, creed, language, gender, sexual orientation, culture, disability, wealth, etc. The children's parliaments address various local issues of child rights related to its delivery, its realization, or neglect and abuse, while adamantly insisting that while they may not be voters, we believe that the voices of children can be stronger than the votes of others, and that it is important to speak out now. In order to honor the voices of the children and encourage them to model child-led advocacy, especially for the last, the unheard child and their Mother Earth, we have come up with the Just Right Kids Awards for the second time, which we hope would evolve into a Nobel Peace Prize for children. Before we go on, friends, you still have a chance to vote for your favorite child advocate. Support your favorite child advocate. Remember that each person you invite to cast his or her vote comes closer to embracing this crazy idea of seeing children as empowered agents of change. I will now invite Mr. Varghese Chandy, who is the twin brother of Thomas Chandy. He currently heads the marketing of Malayala Manoram Group of Publications. May I take this opportunity to thank the Chandy family for making this Just Right Awards come true and recognize the child advocates who make significant changes in their own lives and the lives of others too. Let's hear directly from one of them.
Thank you. Good evening, distinguished guests and jury members. Brother Steve Rocha, the architect of Pratyek and the Just Right Kids Award, and the children who are making a difference to this world and to other children, and our family members and friends of ours. Family of Thomas and I are really honored to be here. Most of these eminent guests I see normally only on television and read them in newspapers and in magazines, like Mr. Gaurav Gogoi, Regina Cassandra, Mr. Leslie Lewis, Dr. Randeep Guleria. They're all here. I'm an avid follower of you, sir, Dr. Guleria, since the COVID-19 virus invaded our world. Your presence today, ladies and gentlemen, is a great honor to these young children and an acknowledgement of their selfless pursuits in child rights and preserving the Mother Earth. That's what exactly Thomas Chandni stood for. In the words of Arun Mehra, former member of Planning Commission of India and the first chairman of Save the Children, where Thomas was the first CEO, quote, he stood up for what was just. He cared for children. He was a good human being, unquote. Thomas had a dream that was to reach out to the last child, wherever he or she is. That later became the tagline of Save the Children, I believe. We brought out a book on Thomas immediately after his passing, and the book was also dedicated to that last child. Through these awards, we are in a way making an attempt to fulfill Thomas's dream. Though these awards, we are grateful to Brother Steve and his team for initiating these awards for the second year in succession. Even though we are meeting digitally, there is no dearth of glitz or glamour. That's what I can see. I also want to thank all the donors, friends, and family who donated generously to make these awards a reality. Congratulations to the award winners of today, and also to the ones who missed by a whisker. Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Verghese. Moving ahead, let us all listen to my favorite song, Leave No One Behind, which is our global anthem that summarizes the UN Global for us. The UN SDGs is the recognized mandate for the Earth community until 2030. It is worth mentioning here that 120,000 children of India were brought together by the 9 is Mine campaign to draft and influence these Sustainable Development Goals. Come, let us draw in the global community of 9 is Mine, child advocates who seeks to drum out poverty and seek to leave no one behind.
Namaste, Jumbo Salam. Namaste, Jumbo Salam. Hello. So many across the world living hand to mouth. We could fulfill their needs if we cared about. They too have rights like we, let us hear them out. The time is now and we must end this drought. Let's make poverty history. Embrace them all. Let's make poverty history. Let's give them our all. We believe it's a call for you and me, one and all. Don't just be kind, bear in mind, leave no one behind. Come on, come on, come on, let's turn the tide. The one and only in how we do abide. The earth has spoken, oh, she's broken. She stood the test of time, she is sublime. And the time is just prime that we change paradigm. Break real rights with laws redefined. Leave not behind. The global goals is a call for you and me, one and all. Don't just be kind, bear in mind, leave no one behind. Children across the world, let's scale new heights. Speak and be heard, come join this festival of rights. Prosperity to our progeny, peace to all earth kind. People, planet and partnerships all realigned. Priorities redesigned for the lost humankind. Don't just be kind, bear in mind, leave no one behind. The world's lost and least, unheard voices released. Don't just be kind, bear in mind, leave no one behind. Leave no one behind. Leave no one behind. It's the call of time. Leave no one behind.
End poverty and malnutrition. Health and inclusive education. Safe cities and gender justice. Energy, water and equality for all.
Decent work and technology for all.
Responsible consumption and climate change. Life in oceans, life on land.
Justice, peace and partnership.
How we wish this song would come true. Moving further, talking about Sarvodaya, starting from Antyodaya, it is appropriate to focus on our first award, underlining the inclusion of all.
inclusion emphasizes the participation and involvement of all people, regardless of their abilities or disabilities, or health or wealth. Article 2 of the Convention on the Rights of the Child states that all children have all rights without discrimination. And it is just this one right that we as child rights activists seeks, that is all rights for all children. We also echo the call of the disability movement and say nothing about us children without us children.
I guess you are all excited, as excited as I am to know the achievers. Upright your seat and fasten your seatbelts as we now begin with announcements of the shortlisted nominees. The awards will be given to 2 candidates under each category: a most promising candidate and the Achiever Award, each receiving 10,000 and 25,000 rupees cash prize respectively. We are hopeful that each winner will use this prize money to promote further the area of advocacy and justice that you have shown interest in. The prize money will be credited in the account of an adult to keep in mind the protection of all of our young candidates. I would also like to inform you all that you will all have to submit a proposal. The format will be shared, and the budget to spend the money price. The prize money will be credited in quarters after you finish each step of your promised task.
The first category is Advocates for Inclusion of the Last Child. This category honors children who have made a significant contribution towards challenging structures that exclude children in marginalized situations, while amplifying the voice of these children. To announce these awards, I would first like to welcome on screen Ms. Pavleen Gujral, who is a passionate actor, an energetic MS, a trained nutritionist, a qualified lawyer, and computer engineer. She loves everything she does and wants others to see that love shines in all her work. May I request you to give our young advocates and audience a 1-minute nugget of wisdom. And please unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Prateek Delhi, for this wonderful opportunity. This is such a great initiative that you have started where the children themselves are making a difference in other children's lives. I think that we need more initiatives like this because there's such a big divide in our country, be it the rich, the poor, different regions, different religions. We are a democracy and we are people from different stratas of society. So it's always better to reduce that gap. And what better way to make that happen than the children themselves? They are the younger generation, the future of our country. And more than sympathy, they will bring empathy to the table, which is really needed. So I am truly honored to be associated with this organization. And as far as the first category goes, which is about the inclusion of the last child, I believe that the term last child in itself seems a bit disturbing, but that is the truth, or that's the reality of things. When we have a child, we don't owe them anything. They owe us everything. As parents, as a family, we bring children into this world voluntarily. So we should be prepared to offer them the best that this world has to offer. And it is up to us. I am a fellow parent myself, so I understand the big responsibility. So that's why I feel like this category is very, very important when you talk of the last child. Like it's rightly said, be it from any strata of the society, the underprivileged lot. And I believe that the person who has won the award has made immense effort to make sure कि ऐसा ना हो. हमारे देश में सबसे ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम पॉपुलेशन की है, चाहे हम वो माने ना माने. आई थिंक अगर ये प्रॉब्लम ठीक हो जाती है तो वी विल बी एबल टू ओवरकम अ लॉट. And so this award for the last child is super important and needs to be recognized. So I believe that children should be treated equal because they start with nothing. They are a clean slate and it is up to us to fill that slate with kindness, with love, with compassion, which is the most important thing. Which is why it is absolutely fantastic that children are taking this issue forward, because like I said, empathy is needed. So thank you so much, everybody, Pratyek Delhi, for including me, and I congratulate all the winners. You all are winners in your own right. Be the nominees also. You are putting your efforts in the right direction, जहां बच्चों को काम करना चाहिए दूसरे बच्चों के लिए. So thank you so much and best of luck for the future.
Thank you, Ms. Praveen. I now invite Mr. Shrenik Shah to announce the nominees under this child advocate for the inclusion of the last child. Sir is from India and was diagnosed with cancer of the vocal cords, thus leading to laryngectomy. After beating cancer as a 21-year-old, he has since gone on to be an advocate for the cancer community to build awareness around cancer of the head, the neck, and the throat. Since December 1997, he has been using the Sevox Intone, which is a digital electrolarynx, to communicate in person, over the phone, and in public forums. Sir was our jury member as well. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. First of all, happy Lori, happy Makar Sankranti to one and all. I am truly fascinated with this initiative by Pratyek for simple reason. What we are, or rather what we have been learning of late, say after 30, 40, or even 50 years of age, these children, they are adding momentum like anything at such a young age. So let me congratulate to all nominees, and I would love to give an introduction of these participants. So the advocate for the inclusion of the last child, number one, that's B0005, believes to see the bright future and its importance for us to remove the dark cloud of hazards and disparities caused by the humankind. She says, education for me is a means to empowerment, and with this, I believe by ensuring quality education for all, and we can protect the right for a better life. She has been awarded by the Times of India and honored her as a young change leader. B0010 is a passionate young advocate and change maker who wants to see a world where no child has to wonder where the next meal is coming from. She wants, I simply want to see a world where a child dares to dream, not just realize the dream, but dare to frame it. The next one, B0025, is a diligent student with a strong passion for spreading the light of education to all the parts of society, regardless of whether they have societal, physical, or mental constraints. He shows great enthusiasm about learning about various challenges people face and proposing solutions. So congratulations to all three three wonderful kids.
Thank you, sir, for presenting before us the nominees. Now I request Ms. Regina to announce the most promising and the achievers under the advocate for the inclusion of the last child.
Hello, everybody. I hope all of you are doing well.
I'm so sorry for the confusion. Miss Regina will be announcing for the other category. Miss Pavleen, can you please go on?
Yes, thank you. And I'm waiting for the screen. And the award goes to, for the most promising candidate and advocate for the inclusion of the last child, is oh, fantastic. That is the first nominee. Can we have a huge round of applause for her, please? Congratulations, congratulations. Great effort.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we have the name of the winner? I don't, can we have it on the screen, please? Or are we not displaying the names? I don't know what the drill over there is.
Pavleen, you announced the promising candidate?
Right, I'm supposed to announce the winner.
So the promising candidate is Vrinda, right?
Vrinda.
Yeah.
So the most promising candidate is Vrinda.
Vrinda, can you please unmute yourself? Vrinda,
All right, yes. Yes, I'm there.
Yes, Pavleen, over to
Hi,
you.
Vrinda, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Great job done. You're doing splendid. And I think just
Thank
keep
you,
up the
ma'am.
good work. We need more kids like you to think the way you do. Congratulations.
Thank you so much,
again.
ma'am. That means so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Vrinda, we have a question for you this evening.
Yes.
Yeah. So the question is, what is the one big shift you would recommend to our government towards making India a country fit for all children, particularly for children of the most vulnerable communities?
All right. Thank you so much for the question. Firstly, to begin with, according to me, vulnerability is a term which is used for the ones who are most exposed to being marginalized. And I believe that it not only refers to the underprivileged, but even for the ones in the economically weaker section with intellectual challenges, disabilities, or from the LGBTQI communities or families. And well, in the last 75 years, a lot of considerate measures have been taken by the government for the rights and uplifting of various sections in the society, like we all know of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. But now it is time to aware people that inclusion is not just about things like gender sensitivity, but standing together as one. And to do so, the first step to bring inclusion is in education. The students from each kind of background should be knowing their rights, and educating them is most important and necessary for that. We sometimes even see that there are separate buildings and learning methods for students with challenges and the underprivileged, extra classes, as they say, and that is necessary. But I am proud to say that the teachers in our school, Tagore International School, Vasant Vihar, make sure that we study in an inclusive environment, making sure each student bonds with another, regardless of their chances of vulnerability, and we even call that our status sometimes. And that too can be recommended as a shift for the government on mission inclusion and to advocate the rights of the last child. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brinda. Pavleen, can you announce the achiever? Moving forward, the Achiever Award under this category goes to Sanjana Bhatla, code number P0010. Sanjana Bhatla. Congratulations, Sanjana. I hope you're here this evening. Sanjana, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Sanjana. So Sanjana, a question for you.
Right.
So the same question is for you also because you applied in the same category. So what is one big shift you would recommend to our government towards making India a country fit for all children, particularly for children from the most vulnerable communities? Sanjana, over to you.
Right. Thank you. I wouldn't say this is something that is a big shift because there are already policies and stuff that exist on this. But I think this is something that needs to have a lot more emphasis on, and that is education. Like we already know there are policies in place, especially for free education, especially for children who are younger. But the thing is that we don't see this being implemented. There are still so many children who don't get the chance to access their education. And the reason I feel like education needs to be emphasized on is because poverty, which is a big problem in our country, I feel it could solve that, because poverty is usually illiteracy is usually the cause of that, both the cause and the result. And when children are not able to get education, they're stuck in that constant loop of illiteracy and poverty. And to break that chain so that the next generation doesn't suffer from those, I feel like education needs to be something those children get the access to, so that they are able to get the same opportunities in their future that children who are more privileged than them get. So I feel like it just needs a lot more emphasis on.
Thank you so much, Sanjana. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Vrinda, Aurora, and Sanjana, and thank you, Ms. Pavleen and Mr. Shrenik. We finally have our first achiever and most promising candidate announced. The second category is the Young Karuna Warriors, where we honor young children activists who have taken up innovative ideas to battle the pandemic in their communities, as well as promoted COVID-appropriate behavior. To announce these awards, I would first like to welcome on screen Dr. Guleria. Dr. Guleria is an Indian pulmonologist and current director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. He was honored by the Government of India in 2015 with the Padma Shri, which is the fourth highest Indian civilian award. Sir has delivered more than 8 prestigious national and international orations. Dr. Guleria was the personal physician to the PM of India from 1998 to 2004. He is a personal physician of many national and international dignitaries. Sir is the advisor and consultant to various international and national bodies, including WHO Geneva and IAEA Vienna. He is a part of the Indian COVID-19 response effort. Dr. Guleria is a co-author of the book Till We Win, India's Fight Against the COVID-19 Pandemic with Chandrakant Laharia. Thank you, Dr. Guleria, for being here with us today, despite your very busy schedule. May I request you to please address our young advocates and audience for a minute?
Thank you very much. At the onset, let me take this opportunity to really congratulate Prateek for the excellent work that they're doing and this initiative that they've taken. I would also like to thank Steve Rocha for inviting me, and also like to congratulate the Chandy family for the excellent work that they're doing, especially in the memory of Thomas Chandy, who has done a lot of work as far as children's right was concerned. In my mind, children are the future, and it's the responsibility of all of us to leave this planet in a better position for the younger generation than what we got it. And I think that is something that we've not succeeded in doing. You keep hearing about global warming and the changes that are happening, and many things that we're seeing today in terms, including the pandemic, is a result of what we have not done right. And I think that is something that we must accept and work towards correcting. Children can also drive the change that we want in society and in general. And I personally believe that they can have a huge can force even adults to change their habits. Keeping that in mind, many years ago, we had started what we call the Green School Initiative. And this was done for various schools in Delhi, where with Delhi University, Venkateshwara College, we would go to different schools, address children and start talking to them how they could decrease their carbon footprint and how they could influence parents to be more environmentally conscious and not really contribute to air pollution and global warming. So I personally feel children are not only a very responsible group, but they can really make a huge change in the world of today. The pandemic which we had for the last 2 years has thrown a new challenge. It's something which is an issue which we were not prepared for, although many of us had been sort of saying that we may have a pandemic because of so many outbreaks happening in the last 15, 20 years, from a bird flu to Zika to Ebola to the swine flu pandemic. As has already been said, this pandemic has affected everyone, but in many ways, children have been also affected, and we have never really done an evaluation of the effect that it's had on children. It's not only education, it's their development, their social development, issues of mental health, issues of how children will be able to move forward in society in terms of their career. All of these things have also been badly affected by the pandemic. And therefore, I'm very happy that Prateek has actually initiated this award regarding the Corona warriors. And I'm sure that children are going to make a huge difference as we fight this pandemic. This pandemic is not going to be won in hospitals or by doctors. It's going to be won by citizens of India who have to have COVID-appropriate behavior, who have to break the chain of transmission and understand the responsibility so that we can decrease the number of cases and come out of this pandemic. So once again, congratulations to everyone who took part in this award ceremony, all those children. And even if you've not won, just taking a part shows that you are committed to this cause. And therefore, I think you are already a winner. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Guleria. Moving ahead, I will now invite Dr. Monica to announce the nominees under the category Young Karuna Warriors. Dr. Monica is a consultant neurologist trained at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. She has worked in several places across the country as she followed Thomas' career trail. She currently practices at Holy Family Hospital, Delhi. She was one of the jury of these awards. I would like Dr. Monica to announce the promising candidate under this category, but before that, to speak a few words in honor of Mr. Thomas Stanley.
And it's an emotional time, but I'm just so grateful to everybody. Brother Steve, I think this has come out even better the second year than the last year. We of course miss Thomas deeply, but I think we're also blessed because he's left behind memories of a man who was godly, who whose work was a calling, and he loved children with a passion. He showed compassion, and I liked what Pavleen said, that compassion is the most significant attribute of a human being. And I was looking at the etymology of the word. It means to sympathize, but the old French also said to suffer with. And I think that's the strong quality of compassion, which is the closest word for Karuna, right? And I like that twist Brother Steve brought in. The Corona warriors is Karuna. Karuna is compassion, to suffer with. And that's what Thomas did, whether it was fighting for the rights of the urban slum children, going into the deep jungles for internally displaced children. He literally used to weep over children who lost their eyesight due to pellet injuries in Kashmir. And so we thank Pratyek, thank Steve Rocha particularly, for giving us a very beautiful jewel case to rest our memories. And we hope to keep these memories alive by continuing to have more awards. But thank you again, everybody. And Professor Guleria, thank you so much. It's an honor. You really are. You are the original Corona warrior. You've been there through this relentless period, and there's so many millions grateful for your advice. And thank you for the few words of wisdom that you gave, so simple and yet so effective and moving. Thank you, everybody. And there's this beautiful actress, Regina Cassandra. Do I introduce her? But I just want to thank her so much that she's there. And she's there because Thomas Chandy's niece and nephew requested her. Regina, thank you so much. So shall I move on to...
Hello, Miss Monica. Thank you. My pleasure.
Regina, you're even more beautiful on screen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Monica.
Thank you so much. And these children, my goodness, I'm just blown away. I don't think they are a force. You know, the way Vrinda said, mission inclusion. I think we are in safe hands. The world is in safe hands. And Brother Steve, keep honing their skills. And we hope to have these awards yet again. Now, coming to the list of the young Corona warriors, P0014 is an active Corona warrior who made people aware about vaccination programs and distributed free masks and sanitizers to the people who came for the vaccination. The second nominee is P0021, who is passionate about social issues in the city and the country. He has not only been a part of all social justice clubs and activities of the school, but has also been a part of many NGOs with the social objective of empowering children. He has also been making a short film on the problem that the world is currently facing. He campaigned for the sensitization and awareness of transgender rights and interacted with the heads of the community to identify the movement's needs and how he could assess them. That sounds phenomenal. The third one, P0063, attempts to help underprivileged communities by providing them food, clothing, as well as creating awareness workshops. She tries to help people coming from small cities by organizing food and ration drives.
Thank you, Dr. Monica, for presenting before us the nominees. Now I request Dr. Guleria to announce the most promising and the achiever under the Young Corona Warrior.
Thank you very much. And first of all, like I said, all of them are Corona warriors. The most promising candidate award for the category Young Corona Warriors goes to Aryaman Jaspal. Is Aryaman online?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Congratulations, Aryaman, and well done. And I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What is the biggest challenge faced by children other than online education during the pandemic? And what would be your recommendation to the government to address this challenge?
Sir, I have a slight issue with my internet. Can I just rejoin and address it till that you can announce the second one? I'm really sorry for this.
Okay, fair enough. Did you get the question or not?
Yes, sir, I got the question. Just give me a minute. I'll rejoin. There is a big connection issue.
Because we can hear you, so you could just answer in maybe.
Sure, sir. Sir, according to me, the biggest issue the children, the biggest challenge the children are facing other than online education would be, sir, they aren't getting proper exposure to school. So their education might be lagging in quite a big way because they are not getting the exposure which they get with offline classes. So the government could address this challenge, so they could get the children vaccinated so that classes could be open in an alternate fashion, so some children attend and some do not. Otherwise their education might be lagging and they might not be as good and perform to their full potential. So
Okay, Aryaman, thank you very much and congratulations once again.
thank you, sir.
Now to come to the Achiever Candidate Award for the category Young Karuna Warrior goes to Suhani Kapoor. Congratulations, Suhani. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much, sir.
Congratulations, Suhani. And I have the same question for you. What is the biggest challenge faced by children other than online education during the pandemic? And what would your recommendations be to the government to address this challenge?
Thank you so much, sir, for the question. I think the biggest issue faced other than online studies by children is, as you said during your address also, it's taking care of their mental health. Children weren't accustomed to having so much time on their hands, and not being able to use it to socialize can lead to feeling of isolation and loneliness. Being at a growing age and not being able to socialize and meet people can trigger mental health issues like anxiety or even exacerbate existing ones. Coming from a country like India, mental health is not talked about enough. Mental health is not considered to be as a serious problem in most Indian rural backgrounds and even some urban ones. The government could start mental health awareness workshops for students in schools or set up an engaging space for students on the internet where students can interact from all over the world. They could also make it part of the school curriculum to talk about mental health problems like anxiety and depression, which is especially triggered in growing kids in these trying times. Thank you.
Thank you. I think you've raised a very important issue which very often gets neglected when it comes to children or when it comes to our own country. So thank you for raising that. Thank you very much. And congratulations to everyone, especially to Suhani and Aryaman.
Congratulations to you, Aryaman and Suhani, and thank you, Dr. Guleria and Dr. Monica. While Article 12 of the Convention on the Rights of the Child recognizes a child's right to speak and to be genuinely heard, Article 13 states that children, citizens, have the right to express themselves in mediums that are child-friendly and age-appropriate. In our virtual program, Jagat at Pratik 9 is Mine, we connected with children from various schools from across the nation with a motive to give wings to these budding artists. We help these young advocates to compose and spread awareness.
Surely, this composition will make you rap along and ponder over some simple raw wisdom, even as it compels us to put our combined act together for saving our Mother Earth.
Earth is dying. She's just trying to survive. Stopped in the air. Why is our love drive from her life? Yeah. Wanna be a sinner for a mother's death. Make her break down with her every breath. What's the point in crying after she gonna be dead? Don't you realize? Don't you realize? Do you just wanna be a burden on her head? Do you think you're too cool cause you just don't care? Do you think her existence is even fair? Want the future to be our grave? She's not our slave. It's more sadder than having more plastic than efficiency. Essence cruelly dark, the sins of you and me. It's more sadder, we're stuck in times. Criminal of all crimes, yeah.
हाँ एक समय जब थी शुद्ध हवा पेड़ पौधे सुकून से लहराते थे यहाँ आकाश में पंछी उड़ते थे सब साथ मिलकर न रखते थे धुएं के बादल सूरज चाचू को ढककर धरती पर अब हो रहा बहुत ज्यादा क्लाइमेटिक चेंज एनवायरमेंट का डिस्ट्रक्शन अब जा रहा है आउट ऑफ रेंज ये गाड़ियों से निकला धुआं कर रहा है दूषित हवा इसके धुएं के कारण पेड़ पौधे मरते यहाँ जो देते हैं ऑक्सीजन वही हो रहे हैं कम इसी ऑक्सीजन की कमी से लोग तोड़ रहे हैं दम इसी हानि के जिम्मेदार है सिर्फ और सिर्फ हम यही तो रीजन है कि हर जगह है कम बहने वाली नदियाँ सूखी है पड़ी फिर भी चुपचाप कुछ न करे पब्लिक है खड़ी पवित्र नदी को कर दिया है हमने अपवित्र हमारे कुकर्मों ने बदला निसर्ग का चित्र बचाओ प्रकृति को इस हो रहे विनाश से जितने पेड़ काटे हैं उससे ज्यादा लगाओ आज से चलो पानी बचाकर भविष्य हम बचाए इस धरती माँ को पहले जैसा सुंदर
All I'm asking you is to speak up. Speak it for the better and speak it for the lesser. All this GST, CFC, CO2. All you're doing is destroying our road too. You're changing the weather, hot or cold like a heater. So speak up for change and speak up for the better. Today's happiness may cost tomorrow's very nice. So stop now and lessen the future's price. Climate change is really bad, see the future's really sad. Calamities that we've had was a problem that's fed. They keep on protesting, testing, relaxing, so the next generation will keep on preparing.
Wake up everyone, the climate's changing. As we see the up and the sea is expanding a few years from now, cause the cities will be drowned, animals going extinct. How does that sound, huh? Not good, I agree, we're destroying this planet. We need to limit pollution or even ban it. We need to start acting before it's too late. It's all up to us, we control the earth's fate. All I see is people going about their lives. Wake up everyone, our planet's crying. So now I have to ask you, how do you feel? What do we do to make this seem real? Cause it seems to me that nobody understands the scale of this problem, the destruction of this land. Our government is caring only about the capital, clearing forests in the name of development. Enough is enough, we need to stop now. Even though we know the solution, we're ignoring it like wow. Stop burning fossil fuels, use cleaner energy. We've been breaking CO2 records in this century. If you want a healthy life for your kids and don't want them to have to pay for what you did, start today, make small changes and act wiser. Let this be a gift to Mother Earth. Let's embrace it.
Through a million storms, we will stand the ground. We will not lose hope. Save Mother Earth from our own demons' curse. We will heal your scars. Mother won't let you go. We'll survive. Won't let your heaven die. Won't let you fade away. Won't let you break down. We will wipe the darkness in your eyes. Won't let you demonstrate the light from your life. You're our life.
I hope this gave you goosebumps. It's high time that we stand to save our Mother Earth. We move on to our next category, Pro-Activist of the Earth. The Pro-Activist of the Earth Awards honors the environmental child activists who advocate for or work towards protecting the natural environment and the members of the Earth community from the effects of climate change or pollution. To announce this award, I invite Leslie Lewis, an Indian singer and composer known for his work with Hari Haran as the duo of colonial cousins. He conceived and created all the music for the Coke Studio, MTV India debut season, popularly known as Les in the industry. Leslie Lewis is one of the few Indian composers to have introduced the Indian audiences to rock and pop music. Sir, I hope you enjoyed the rap composed by our young friends. I invite you to address our young candidates and audience for a minute.
Hello, everyone. It's so lovely to be here again with Pratyek and Nine is Mine. I'm so happy I've been connected to Nine is Mine for so long, and I feel privileged that you guys call me back and get me to be on your show. And it's exciting to see what you guys are doing for the world, for Earth, and I think it's going to be a better world only because of guys like you.
Thank you, sir. I would now invite Joti ma'am to announce the shortlisted nominees. Joti Raghuvan works as creative content head with EcoPlow. She is also a part of Aravali Bachao team working towards saving the Aravali forest in Haryana. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pratyek, for giving me this opportunity to be here today. And it is such an honor to find myself in the kind of company that I just saw around me, Dr. Guleria, Leslie Lewis, and Dr. Monica, and all of you. And it really is an honor for me. And the song that we just saw, even though the song was very lovely, the visuals were very appalling. And as someone who is working on ground in this field, I see these kind of images day in, day out, live. The deforestation, the mining, the landfills, the pollution. It is very heartbreaking, of course. And but what is heartening for me as an activist is when I come across children who are more concerned about the current situation than we adults are. I mean, I hardly see many adults being bothered about whatever is happening around us. And I strongly feel that the pandemic has been brought upon us, by us adults. And it is our children who will be left to bear the brunt of whatever destruction we have created. So I in my quest for selecting the winners and the nominees, I came across some very phenomenal work that these very young warriors are doing. And it was such a tough thing for me to choose one or two or three or four nominees out of the fantastic list that I was given. Nonetheless, I have made an attempt to choose a winner. To me, all of them are winners. And to me, anybody whose heart beats for the planet, for the creatures other than humans, is a winner. So to me, all of you are winners, but for the sake of the job that I was, of doing justice to the job that I was assigned, here are my nominations. Can we please have the names on screen, please? So our first nomination is P0029. She is the founder of Youth for Animals, a venture that promotes animal rights and welfare. She says it is critical for humans and non-human animals to live in harmony with nature for the long-term sustainability of our planet. Non-human animals also deserve rights and respect. And just as we focus on racism and sexism, we need to end speciesism. She is currently the leader of PAWS, an animal welfare club where she raises awareness and pursues special projects. And the next nominee is P0052, an activist from a farmer's family. Despite struggles in her life, in his life, he is enthusiastic and confident about bringing change in the society. He believes that nothing is so hard until we try and make it happen. He has mobilized the local rural communities by creating awareness through teaching, advocating, and motivating the local children, women, men, farmers, and members of the panchayat for the social cause of tree plantation in the dry, arid regions. He aspires to convert a project into a movement. The third nominee, P0057, he's a youngster who is very aware and socially and environmentally responsible. He envisions a world where everyone believes in giving more than they get. A world that realizes that the only way to have a beautiful life is by giving it to someone else. P0060, he's the founder of Hari Koshish, who is very well determined to invest and contribute to make Earth a better place to live for all living beings. An environmentalist in the making, his passion and love for the environment will surely see him make a huge positive difference in the years to come. P0074, who says, I firmly hold my faith in being the harbinger of change ourselves when the world stumbles in conflicts and growing distress. If we individually become responsible, so will the youth over time. He participated in a certain development program and competition awareness drives at the state and district level. He has been a part leader of the Green Initiatives Club and has practiced paper recycling, making cloth bags from waste bed sheets, and organic farming with numerous other activities.
Thank you, Jyoti ma'am. May I request Leslie sir to announce who is the most promising and achiever under this category?
The most promising candidate award for the category Pro Activist of the Earth goes to Naman Sonpar. Congratulations, Naman. Are you there?
Hello, sir. Thank you so much. Hello, sir. Thank you so much.
Hello, is Naman there?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this award.
No, you're most welcome. And I want to ask you a question. What are some of the barriers or challenges young people have to face in playing their role as defenders of child and earth rights?
As young people, we face many barriers or challenges while defending the rights of the earth and of our own. The biggest barrier which almost all young change makers have faced or might be facing is not being taken seriously. Many times our say is ignored only because of the reason we are children and we don't know what we're saying. But that is absolutely wrong. We do know what we're saying and we mean every bit of it. In fact, what we're saying matters. Children have a right to live in a safe and healthy environment, and all we're trying to do is protect our right for ourselves and for fellow children. This right is stated very clearly in the UNCRC, but mistakes being made by the past generations and the current generations are not allowing children to live with this right, to live in a safe environment. And us children are just trying to promote that. We are working towards fixing the mistakes made in the past, which are affecting us, and the mistakes which are being made currently, which will affect the future generations. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's a very deep answer, and I really love the way you're thinking.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you so much.
congratulations on this award.
Thank you. It really means a lot.
Leslie, sir, can you announce the Achiever Award?
Yeah, should I go ahead and announce the next award?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay. The Achiever Candidate Award for the category Pro Activist of the Earth goes to Nikita Dhawan. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
I'm so happy, all you guys are thinking in such a positive direction. Like Naman just said, nobody is allowing the kids to do it. And you guys have not just the time on your hand, you even have the right mind space. So congratulations again. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Naman. What are some of the barriers or challenges young people have to face in playing their role as defenders of child and earth rights?
Yeah, so I had a similar response. I thought a huge challenge was gaining credibility as young people, because I noticed that with my campaign, it was very hard for, larger organizations to take us seriously. So I think some of the solutions to that, we undertook scientific research, we looked at observational reports, and I think backing our campaign with those gained our credibility, and I think it would benefit all young people. But I definitely think another challenge is, we're expected that we can recognize the problem, but we always have to come up with a specific solution. So I think we can overcome that by, talking to more people, gaining more knowledge, and through that we gain credibility and a voice. Another challenge I noticed is that many people perceive young people's vision to not be feasible or it's too ambitious, it's never been done before, there are too many risks. And I agree that our goal is ambitious, but we always want to stick to the ideal solution because, in our original vision, we shouldn't be discouraged by what has been done before or what hasn't been done before. And I think this mindset of being ambitious is important for the overall mission to conserve our environment.
Wow, that sounds
Wonderful.
like a And before I leave, I want to thank, or even I want to congratulate those kids who made that rap song, because using song and video in such a manner to bring your point across, it just happened in a couple of minutes without having to say too much. And you said it all. So I think that's a great way to use music and visual media to bring up all these issues. Sometimes people don't want to listen to someone talking too much. So I think rapping works. So I wish you all the very best and stay rocking.
Thank you, Leslie sir and Jyoti ma'am. Congratulations to Naman and Nikita. I hope your story inspires us to simplify our lifestyles and advocate for policy changes to reverse climate actions and ensure a fulfilling and thriving Earth community into the future. We dream of the day when we will have credas like you and in every nook and corner of our country.
Time to move on to our next category, Challenger Braving All Odds, honoring the determination and perseverance of children who themselves live in challenging situations and have addressed systems and structures that are neglectful or abusive to their peers. To announce this award, I welcome Miss Regina and Mrs. Regina Cassandra is a known Indian
That's
actress.
just, I'm so sorry to stop you, but it's just Miss Regina. Miss Regina Cassandra. That
Miss
works.
Regina Cassandra is an Indian actress who appears in Bollywood, Tamil, and Telugu films. She won the SEMA Award for Best Female Debut, Telugu, for her role in Siva Manasulo Shruti in 2012. She made her Hindi film debut with Ek Ladki Ko Dekha To Aise Laga in 2019. Apart from her acting, Regina is a fitness freak and a sports enthusiast. She's also putting her sports to good use by affiliating with charitable causes. She has also raised awareness and money for young people from underprivileged backgrounds. Miss Regina, can you share some wisdom with us all for a minute?
Hello, first of all, thank you for having me. Well, wisdom is too much of a thing to ask from me, but I am really glad to be a part of this because all of us are working towards a better future. The adults, for sure, and all the lovely kids out there, all the smart kids who are actually putting their education, their metal, and everything that they've got, and for some, their privilege as well, putting it all to good use. And that's the future that we'd like to see. So I'm very happy to be a part of this to encourage a brighter future. Um, One thing that I think is so important when we talk about inclusion, yes, the challenge to tell people and to create an awareness where people know that we need to live in a world where we include everyone, where no one feels like an outsider. That's one challenge, to make people understand that we shouldn't be dwelling in these things. I feel the other challenge is also to make the ones who don't feel included to feel included. And I obviously am referring to the social issues that we face, especially with the LGBTQIA community. Um, it's not just about making people include them, it's also about them feeling like they need to be included. You know what I mean? Yes, they're fighting to be included, but sometimes um, there's a huge standoff between this and that. And I feel that's the biggest challenge, to make everyone feel like this is okay, to normalize things, to make things okay for everybody. So yeah, and including the environmental causes, it's really, really nice to see kids these days talk this way, because when I was in school, we used to have campaigns, and we used to have, um, like these things that we would do. But I feel like it's becoming bigger. A lot of kids are now finally understanding what needs to be done, actually taking the step forward and doing things that need to be done. And that's beautiful.
Thank you, Regina ma'am. I would invite Asta Dee to announce the nominees for this category. Dee is a development professional with over 7 years of experience in the social development landscape. She is working towards using her skills to mainstream the marginalized groups with the help of CSR in India. In terms of skill set, her expertise include end-to-end program management in different thematic areas: social impact assessment, donor management, partnerships, social media, and communications. Over to you, Dee.
Thank you so much, Neelam, for introducing me. Thank you, Prateek, for giving me this opportunity to be here again. For everybody, I've been associated with Prateek for a very, very long time, and I really admire the work they do. Congratulations, brother Steve, for another second year of the Just Right Award. Now, with regards to the nominees, first nominee is. Can I go on?
Yes.
Our first nominee is P0027, an individual with strong morals and values who always thinks of helping others. He believes that we find the real qualities of a student when they are not directly under supervision. He and his friends organized a clothes collection drive in different affluent societies of Noida. This drive gave him a sense of satisfaction, and he felt accomplished that however small his efforts may be, he was able to contribute something when the nation needed. Moving on to our second nominee, we have P0059, who dreams of a future, a world in which women are given equal preferences as men and child labor is abolished. She created awareness regarding building a strong foundation in network connectivity. She has provided the needy with their basic needs, such as food, during the ongoing global pandemic. She would like to collaborate with reputed organizations who aim at providing abundant supplements to the needy. Our third nominee is P0081, a young child advocate and an Earth Pro activist who is a part of the Young Children's Parliament, where she advocates for the right of all children along with her fellow parliamentarians. She has hosted programs like the TEDx, UNICEF's program Reimagining Education. Our fourth nominee for this category is P0085, an enthusiastic young child rights activist and Earth Pro activist who was also the president of National Inclusive Children's Parliament. He was nominated for the Children's International Peace Prize in 2019 with Greta Thunberg, Divina Stella Maloma. He wants to make a change and says that I won't step back till I see the change with my own eyes.
Thank you, Astadi. I now request Miss Regina to announce the most promising and the achiever candidate and ask a question to the candidate.
The most promising candidate award for the category Challengers Braving All Odds goes to Shauraj Srivastava. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I'm just searching for you on my screen, Shauraj. I found you, yes. Well, the question for you is, if you were to become the Union Minister for Women and Child Development, what is the one thing you would do to encourage the participation of children?
Thank you for the question, ma'am. So, if I had been the Minister for Women and Child Development to maximize children's participation, which I presuppose as a holistic participation, as the topic does not specify any particular field of participation. So basically, I would have proposed a carrot and stick policy. As we all know that mothers are the first teachers for toddlers, preschoolers, and primary school children. We have roughly total of 250 million children in primary school age group. 80% are rural based, where the families do not have proper occupation to meet ends, and hence they are pulled back from schools to do household chores. If we guarantee a meaningful employment to the mother for at least, say, 240 days of the year under the schemes like the Magan Rega, on the condition that her child will compulsorily attend school, participate in midday meal program, and avail of all the free health benefits provided, I believe it would go a long way in ensuring maximum participation of the children. If apart from the medical reasons, the child is not able to participate, then it will have an adverse effect on mother's employment, which with passage of time will be made more volatile. Thank you.
That's beautiful, Sharad.
Thank you, ma'am.
And now the Achiever Candidate Award for the category challengers braving all odds. The Achiever Candidate Award for the category challengers braving all odds goes to Ram Kumar.
Ram, are you here? Ram, if you're here, please unmute yourself. Ram, are you here by any chance? Okay. I think Ram has missed his wonderful ceremony this evening.
Oh no.
Oh, that's really sad. So I think we can move ahead. Over to the hosts.
Congratulations, Sohad and Ram. Wishing you the best of luck. Thank you, Miss Regina and Astha ma'am for doing the honors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Protecting and promoting child rights, we believe, is our responsibility as real and active citizens of our country, if not as global citizens, not of tomorrow or the future, but of the present or of today. Our children take action to promote human rights, the rights of their peers, and particularly of the most marginalized ones, in the spirit of equity and justice.
Excuse me, everyone. I'm really sorry. Actually, I was trying to open my mic and I was facing some network issues. I'm really sorry for that. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Ram, you are very much audible. Thank you. So Ram, did you happen to hear your question that was asked by Miss Regina to you?
No, I couldn't hear it.
You couldn't hear. So I'll repeat the question for you. And first of all, congratulations for being the achiever under the category Challengers Braving All Odds. So a big congratulations to you. And I will repeat the question for you and you can answer it. If you were to become a union minister for women and child development, what is that one thing you would do to encourage participation of children? You got me?
Yes, if I were to become the minister for union and women development, child development, the first thing I would like to do will be that I would support children and their voices, because in today's world, I've seen people not supporting children and their views, and we need to we need to know this, that yes, there are some views of children and they could be better, and even they could speak more better than the adults, and their points are something which hello, am I audible?
Yes, Ram,
Hello?
very much.
Yes, I was saying that their points are more valid if they are facing the issues. So the after all the thing comes that I would like to I would support their views, and secondly, in I would maintain some I will ask the schools, all the government schools, uh, teachers to maintain a good relationship with students. For example, not to use corporal punishment and not to scold them very harsh. And the teaching should be very friendly to every child so that they get the comfort zone, and every teacher should be comfortable to their students. And for example, there should be education plus entertainment, so we call this as edutainment. And yes, this will be my first step which I can do for more participation of children.
Thank you so much, Ram. And congratulations once again. Over to
Thank you
you,
so much.
Neelam and Anushka.
Moving to the next category, defender of child rights. Children who raise their voices while investing their time and talents for improving their own situation and that of the children in their neighborhoods, schools, state, nation, and even the world. Defenders sounds like a big word, but these young advocates have lived up to this title. We are proud of our young defenders for this huge responsibility they have embraced as engaged and participatory citizens of the nation, fighting for the rights of every child with an unceasing courage and perseverance as they dare to say, a new world is indeed possible. We are excited to announce we will be conducting the National Inclusive Children's Parliament NICP 2022. The national child parliamentarians and the child from different schools will be interacting with the members of parliament in January 2022. We will be having a one-week program where we will be having sessions on UNCRC themes, SDGs, and children's parliament. This will be followed up by the NICP elections and the oath-taking ceremony, which provides a platform for children to advocate for their rights. Register now to be part of the NICP 2022. The link has been pasted in the chat box.
I now invite Gaurav sir, who is an Indian politician of Indian National Congress from the Indian state of Assam. He is son of former Chief Minister of Assam, Tarun Gogoi. He contested the Indian general election 2014 and 2019 from Kaliagor and won. Sir left his job at Airtel to join a Delhi-based NGO called Pravah in 2005. Sir, please say a few words to young advocates.
Thank you very much for having me here on this platform. I wish my very best to all the young activists and young leaders, and I hope that your work continues to spread and inspire even more young people to join you in your mission. As parliamentarians, the issue of child rights is extremely important and valuable to us. We try to raise as many issues related to child rights inside Parliament, and we have formed a collective of parliamentarians from across political parties, and we often sit together and debate and discuss as to how to make the voices of children heard, not only within the parliament, but also within our constituencies, and how we can make the state government, central government, and different ministries that much more responsive. So as parliamentarians, we would just want to convey this message that we stand with the children of India and we wish them the very best. And I'm glad that I got this opportunity to be part of this award program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I will now invite Jaikumar sir from the World Vision to announce the nominees with a short description of each of these candidates. Jaikumar sir was representing Madhav sir from the World Vision as the jury of appeal for the Just Right Kids Award. Thank you, sir, for helping us with a fair process throughout the process.
We have the screen, please. Yeah. Defender of Child Rights, nominees from the Just Rights Kids Award, P0020 wishes to address the need for education in the child life. She says, I cannot change the whole world as one person, but I can make my contribution towards a better society that starts with our community. Smallest of our efforts can lead to improvement. She encouraged her parents to sponsor 1 year's education free for a girl. Next, please. Second nominee of this award, P0054, want to make our community, our state, our country a better place for all children. Our vision is to create a world where children will have equal access to education. She is a child advocate who advocates to get the rights related to education for all children. She plans to create a sustainable approach for the policymakers and all the stakeholders to work more efficiently toward the attainment of the child rights. Third nominee of this award, P0055, want to address and work against child labor. His aim is to raise awareness on child labor and its impacts on the youth of India. And if it is prevails, then India would always undergo economic recession. And fourth nominee of this award, P0062, vision see a peaceful world with freedom and joy for all, but justice where needed. A world where the youth not only take a stand to fight for the equality of the people and to climate, but also spread awareness about the pertinent issues in the world today. She also hosted a fundraiser to raise money to buy electronics for the children. And the fourth one, P0077, a child rights activist who wishes to solve most of the problem related to child rights using advanced technologies to keep pace with the transforming world. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Now we welcome Gaurav sir to announce the most promising and achiever candidate for the defenders of child rights. Hold on your breaths, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Jayakumar. The most promising candidate award for the category Defender of Child Rights goes to Amanya Sahni. Is Amanya Sahni online?
Yes, I'm here.
Amanya, congratulations. Now, my question to you is that in childhood is normally a time for learning, for development, for spending time with friends. So therefore, why should young people at this age get involved in serious issues like child rights and climate change? What is your view?
I think if you start young, you set a foundation for your generation, especially since like childhood sort of shapes what you become when you grow up. So being an advocate at such a young age can inspire others your age to also become involved in such activities, which is why the future generation can be a group of activists who can help the climate, help equality and freedom for all and justice when needed. So I feel like the young generation is the most important generation that should be involved in these activities, as they will take over the world one day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananya. And I loved the fact that you used values such as freedom and justice and equality. And I hope that you will continue to inspire those values in your peers and in the generations to come.
Thank you,
Now
sir.
I go on to the next award, which is the Achievers and the Achiever Candidate Award for category Defender of Child Rights goes to Ambish Kumar Borpuzari. Is Ambish here?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Ambish, congratulations. And again, my question to you is the same that I asked Ananya, that childhood is normally a time for learning, for development, for spending time with friends. And why should people at such a young age get involved in serious issues like child rights and education and climate change and the environment? What is your view?
Okay. I presume that childhood is a great time for learning, for development, and for fun. But we young people should be really conscious or engaged in stuff like child rights and ecological rights because children are the future of our nation. Hence, if we don't start to engage in child rights and ecological rights and raise our voices, then who will be going to preserve our rights in the future? Apart from this, there are several factors for the violation of child rights in India. First of all, child trafficking is one of the major problems that is still persistent in India. Secondly, one of the main factors for the violation of child rights in our nation are the sexual offenses which are committed every single day and against children. And thirdly, India is also home to the largest population of child labor due to the lack of accountability in labor laws, forced displacement, and intense poverty. These factors will still persist to the contribution of the violation of the child right in India unless we children raise our voice. Mainly, my desire is to abolish the practice of child labor. Hence, by the help of this recognition, I and with my other members of the Child Parliament, we would make sure that the rights of all the children shall never be violated. I will start a foundation named ACL Foundation, which is the abbreviation for Abolish Child Labor. I would take absolute pride on conveying the message that child labor is the main cause why many children have not been able to pass through the BPL or the below poverty line, and for the development of the youth in our nation, child labor is the primary thing which must be first eliminated. If we start to engage ourselves on things like child rights, then there would be a time or the future awaiting for us where every child right would be protected. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambish. And I loved your clarity and your sense of purpose and your ambition. And I wish you all the best. And thank you to everyone, especially Brother Steve, for allowing me to be a part of this platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations to Amaya and Ambish. Do continue the great work you are doing. Thank you, Gaurav sir and Jay Kumar sir, for announcing the awards. So maybe we could work together with your office to groom young citizens as the defenders of child rights. Children and the youth are capable of striving with utmost determination and courage. We now move to the most category, Champions of Well-Being. Here, we will recognize young children who have worked for mental health awareness among their peers or within their communities. I now invite Sugandha to announce the nominees for the awards. Dee is a mental health professional currently working as a counselor in Zomato. Her present practice is with the adults with a wide range of mental health concerns. She has extensively worked with children and their families over the past couple of years in her practice. She is also an NLP practitioner as well as holds certification in clinical hypnotherapy and creative movement therapy. Over to you, Dee.
Thank you so much, Anushka, and thank you so much to everyone for inviting me here. The nominations for the Champion of Wellbeing are P0006, an active and vibrant child who believes that anything in the world can be tackled with a little bit of strength and a sparkle of kindness. She's heading the Flawless Flaws campaign as president, which aims for the welfare of acid attack survivors. She conducted sessions with acid attack survivors from all over India who are a part of Shiro's Hangout Chav Foundation and Acid Survivors and Women Welfare Foundation on topics like mental health, communication skills, stress management, etc. Next one. P0007, who says you're responsible for your independence, whether it's knowing when to stop watching that tempting next episode or selecting a career path. It's about you. She was a vice president of the peer mentoring program at school. She, along with a few students, made presentations and organized various events for junior kids in her school on bullying, handling difficult emotions, struggling with body image, healthy communication, etc. P0016, an active young girl who states, if I speak wrong for good, you might not see the goodness, but surely you will see the wrong, and I intend to change that. She, being the zonal interact representative and chair of Project UN Hush, which aimed at ensuring mental peace for the people around us, she, along with her team, took one step forward towards forming a brighter future for mental wellness. And the last one, P0024, a Zeli student who has always dreamt of a world where mental health is not considered a taboo topic and everyone is vocal about their physical and mental struggles. She, along with her family, took part in the Food for Chennai program for a couple of weeks in which they cooked and packed food for families who were affected by COVID and helped them get back to health. She believes in using her words to spread the several notions that carries about mental well-being and having a positive outlook. I must say you all were amazing nominees, and it was very difficult to look through all the work and actually choose one person. Even if I was half as active as you guys in your age, I think things would have been very different today. But thank you so much. And the work you all have been doing is amazing. Over to the announcement.
Thank you, Sugandhati. I now invite Suman ma'am to announce the achiever and the promising candidate under this category and ask a question to the candidate. Ma'am is an energetic, ethical, simple, passionate, transparent, and high on values person. These are qualities which are innate and can't be learned or taught. She has handled multifaceted profiles and diversified roles during her corporate tenure for 29 years in organizations of repute. Realizing that there is a huge need for personal coaching and counseling, she decided to launch EGNAC Initiative, which is her passion and contribution to social space by making a difference to lives of many as she can. She's a volunteer at the Sanjeevani NGO in mental health. Before announcing the award, I request ma'am to nourish us with some words of wisdom for a minute. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I read somewhere that the soul is healed by being with children, and today I'm truly experiencing that here. It is mesmerizing to see Neelam and Anushka conducting this meeting effortlessly with so much of passion. So congratulations to both of you. I heard few children mention that they are not taken seriously. Well, our generation is a little stubborn in our ways. Let me tell you a secret, children. Be persistent in doing what you do. Everyone will come around and listen. I wonder how you guys know so much and you are so knowledgeable. It is so inspiring. Keep doing what you are doing consistently and you'll get there. Thank you, Steve and Prateek, for inviting me here. I have been observing that Prateek is very consistent in their work and I'm personally very, very inspired. I will not take much time to be in between the winners. They would like to know their names. So over to you, Neelam or Anushka.
Ma'am, would you please announce the names? You have
Yes,
them.
I will. Yeah. So the most promising candidate award for the category Champions of Well-Being goes to Ridhima Jain. Ridhima, are you there? Congratulations to you.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Many congratulations, Ridhima. And I have got a question for you. How do you wish to see mental and emotional well-being evolving in India?
Thank you so much for asking this question, ma'am. Well, mental health is not only the wellness within, it is a complete balance among an individual's psychological, emotional, and social state. And a disbalance in these parameters can cause physical illness. And I believe I speak for everyone when I say this, that mental health is crucial and integral component of health, and thus this issue needs to be addressed. Speaking of mental health and emotional well-being evolving in the society, well, the only and the effective way it can be brought into our lives is by normalizing discussing it. People often feel violated or discomforted sharing their feelings with their parents, let alone a therapist or a doctor. And this is where mental well being is cornered as always. Once these issues are discussed, shared, you won't even know, and we all will be okay. Mental health is just like your neck. You cannot see it when you look down, but this is what holds you upright. Through my project, we normalized pouring out our feelings and discussing the topics and which are hushed down and are never addressed. And this is the best way we can evolve mental well-being in the society. At last, I'd just like to say that um, take your time to heal because only you know how and what it feels. It may seem like it'll never end, but always know that even iron does bend. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Ridhima. You spoke very well, and I agree with Sugandha when she said that if even we knew at least 10% of what you guys know now at our age, I think it would have been a different world. But nevertheless, you guys can take it forward, and I am very sure things will happen in some time to come. Yeah, we can move on to the next award. The Achievers Candidate Award for category Champions of Well-being goes to Tia Banerjee. Tia, are you there? Congratulations to you.
Yes, mom, I'm here.
Many
Thank you so much.
congratulations, Tia. Yeah. So I've got the same question for you. How do you wish to see mental and emotional well-being evolving in India?
Right. So I think with not just mental health, but with a lot of things, education is your primary step to anything. And how you evolve or how you go to the next step for anything is through education. And only if you understand what is happening, why is it happening, and are more inclusive of ideas and accepting, will you move forward. So to evolve, I think one very important thing for our generation and even the generations before us and the ones that are coming after us is to accept, understand, and include. Like, I think my generation personally has been very inclusive and very in a way, they've understood problems very easily and have spoken up about them, like all of us right here as well. We've taken up topics that people don't speak about, or people are like hush hush about, you shouldn't talk about that, and we've been outspoken about it. So I think that is one way. If instead of bringing each other down, we're just understanding the other person and helping them grow as well, I think that's what's going to help us evolve. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Tia. You brought up a very valid point when you said that the children today are very accepting and inclusive of mental health or emotional well-being. I think we need to conduct more workshops, if Sugandha agrees, that for parents. I think they need to be more accepting and send their children to counselors, to psychologists and mental health experts, so that they should not feel that it is a taboo. I think we need to break that chain there. uh, so all the best. Congratulations to all the winners and people who participated. Thank you so much. I enjoyed every moment being here. Thank you, Steve, once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Suman ma'am.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Sugandha Di. Congratulations to Ridhima and Tia. May you inspire many more to bring a change and spread awareness on mental health.
Now, moving forward, we will announce the Exemplary Award to a candidate who has worked extensively to promote well-being and the rights of all young people. To announce this award, I would like to welcome Annabelle Mehta and Farhana Annabelle Ma'am. Please do address us with a 1-minute capsule for encouragement. Annabelle Mehta has been working for underprivileged communities in India for over 40 years. And in 2017, she was honored with a Member of the British Empire (MBE) award for her selfless service. Annabelle has been involved in Apnalaya since 1973. She is the esteemed ultimate jury member for the Just Right Kids Award.
Sorry. Okay, I'm very honored and privileged to be on this prize-winning jury, which I'm sure I don't deserve, except that I was also a jury member last time. But last time we were a group of people taking the decision, and this time it had to be only my decision. So I felt it a great burden on me, as it was a very difficult task. It made me realize that when I was this age, 14 to 17, I think, you young people, I was just at boarding school and not thinking at all about what happened in the outside world, and to see the so many young people nowadays are involved, and I'm a great believer in youth, and the future of the country lies in our youth. So to know that around the world, there's a growing movement of young people wanting to make the change, wanting to contribute, is wonderful. And this whole ceremony has been a demonstration of the way in which India is moving as well. So well done, all of you, for giving yourselves and your time for service to others and to humanity. Although there are only a few chosen winners, I applaud all of you. Well done. Do you want me to announce the awardees?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, there are two. I was asked to choose two candidates, one for the most promising and one for exemplary. And I'm afraid I've done it slightly differently from maybe some of the earlier selections. I wanted to encourage all of you, to encourage youngsters. So you may think I've made a slightly unusual selection, but that from what I could gather from reading about you all, these were two young people who have, I hope, a bright future in front of them and will do a lot for the world. For the most promising, I chose P0006, Pavleen Kaur. Her interests are mental health and working with acid attack victims. And for a young person to be so committed to that area of work, I thought was quite remarkable.
Thank you.
Do I ask the question now?
Sure,
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you.
You can go ahead with the question.
I haven't given a predetermined question. I've asked what I would ask you if we were meeting in person. So as a serious, committed young person, you could have taken up one of many issues. How come you were drawn towards mental health and acid attack victims?
So this is something that happens in our school. So we had organized a fundraiser at our school for the acid attack survivors. And then I was not aware what they go through, but I heard somebody's speech on that particular day about what they went through, how they were in their home and they couldn't even get out of their room for 2 years. Her father used to come to her every night, talk to her and leave, but she still couldn't find the strength to get out of that room. And that made my insides shake. I couldn't think about somebody who could just stay in a room for 2 years after what they'd been through. And just to help a little bit to them, maybe just talk to them, whatever I can do as my part to them was something that I was very passionate about, because that was something that I'd heard for the first time. it isn't something that is talked about a lot. Even in India, some of my friends don't even know about this so intensely because I've worked with them. I know what they go through, but some of my friends don't. My parents didn't know about this until I was a part of it. So this is something that's not even talked about. They don't even know how it happens, how acid is sold so easily in India on streets when even it is not legal. So going into the depth of this and understanding what it is was something that really made me curious. And I, from the start, when I've started helping them, it's been a journey because I feel so sad on my inside because this happens. So even helping them 0.01% is me thinking that I've done my little bit and I can do more. So thank you so much. And yes.
Well done. And I hope that you'll pursue mental health and work of this time in the future.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Okay. In the second category, I was asked to make a choice for was the exemplary category. And I should say this is different from the earlier ones, which were achiever, although this young chap has already achieved a lot. So the exemplary award I've given to P0052, Adi Dev from Rajasthan.
Thank you so much for the award and the honor.
Yeah, what you've done so far, I feel justifies the exemplary award, and you're already making plans for expansion of your project into a movement spreading over all of India, I hope, and I wish you all the best. So
Thank you so much.
Ask you a little bit about what you're doing, because I wasn't very clear. Did you found Urvasha? And who initiated the one tree planting technique, which I think sounds brilliant? And do you plan a career in this field in the future? So it's 3 questions, not 1, I'm afraid.
I will try my best to answer all the 3 questions. So firstly, this whole process began, it's been a journey of my life. So my father was a farmer in Rajasthan, and due to water scarcity issues in the region, it led to family disturbance, and my mother left Rajasthan when I was just 4 months old. Throughout the years, I've listened to stories of how women have to walk miles of, and kilometers to just fetch a liter of water for their family every day. They lose so many hours of their precious life just by carrying water over miles. In class 9, a couple of years back, I actually did a fundraiser for the people, women of Alwar, when I gathered funds for water wheels, which basically are devices which help them carry water over long distances. And that was the first time when I got to see on ground how much this struggle really is and how much it really affects all people. Earlier, I thought it was just the women, but children are affected by it adversely because they do not have their mother for most of the time at the house. Either the mother is cooking or out to fetch water for the family. So it's a big issue in the region. And after this, I started looking for plausible solutions, long-term solutions that would help eradicate the problem of water scarcity in the region. While researching, I came to know about this technique, the 1 liter technique by farmer Sundaram Verma, and he's also received Padma Shri in the year 2020, which is the 4th highest civilian award of the country. So yes, I learned about the 1 liter water technique, and in the year 2020, I actually implemented it by planting 150 to 200 trees. And the surprising factor was that the trees survived with a survival rate of 95%, which was extraordinary in a region such as that of a desert. So yes, after that, I thought of expanding it to other parts of Rajasthan. I mean, it's revolutionary thinking of green deserts, green patches, but of course it was difficult. I live in Gurgaon, and traveling all the way to Rajasthan, it's frankly speaking, it's impossible. And that's when I actually came to the ideation of Urvara, greening Mother Earth. That is, I thought of involving the local communities in the process of plantation. And we have involved local men, women, children, farmers, people of the panchayat, that is the local government body. And we have actually planted approximately 2,200 trees this year. by raising approximately 5 lakhs from institutional money and fundraising and the village community. So it's been a splendid journey so far. And of course, I plan to continue this forward for as long as I can, because I think the world's surface area is 33% is desert, and it's only increasing every year because of climate change and global warming. So it's, if we could utilize that much land for agriculture, for food produce, for green shade, I think it would really build a sustainable future for not just me, but the coming generation.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well done to all of you, and well done to Pratik for organizing this award. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, congratulations, Balween and Adi. Thank you so much, Annabelle ma'am. We can see it was indeed a tough job for all our jury members to decide the awardees. Congratulations to all the achievers and most promising candidates. As a young advocate who sees social media as a tool for justice, may I invite the shortlisted nominees, most promising candidates, and the achievers to follow Pratik's social media handles to see all our activities in the coming future.
We have finally reached the award which has the maximum nominees. They were all over Facebook. Thanks to all of the voters who supported the voices of our child advocates. However, we will not be announcing the awards today due to some technical issue, and will announce the same on the 1st of April 2022. This will give you all a good window to promote yourselves and popularize the idea of child-led advocacy.
We now request Navi sir from Visions Chandigarh. Visions is a people's and process company. Visions invests extensively in quality, recruiting, nurturing, and retaining talent. Our range of services include customized solution development, application support and maintenance, application/product testing, design, project management, and implementation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Our association with Pratik and Nine is Mine has been right from inception, when it started as a movement in Nine is Mine in St. John's in Chandigarh with Brother Steve. The digital online presence of both Nine is Mine and Pratik, we've been working in the background honorary basis. That is our contribution to the cause right from the beginning itself, and we will continue to do so. I've been asked to speak a bit about using social media for promoting ideas and to get things done. Things have really changed in the last 10 to 15 years, especially. Anybody who had a good idea before that had to really struggle, really struggle to get their idea across to people. The only options were print media or contacting one-to-one basis. So you could not really get your ideas across to people who might support you. Things have changed, especially for all the youngsters today. When they get an idea, it takes literally minutes for them to put it online, and it can reach all corners of the world. That's a huge advantage for anybody with a good idea to help anyone. It makes a very big difference, because just imagine if you didn't have social media before, how could you get in touch with somebody sitting right across the globe? You just could not. It was impossible to contact and to get support. But there are a few things one needs to keep in mind. Just as easy as it is for the right people to get with their right ideas onto social media and promote them, it's equally easy for people with the wrong ideas and the wrong intentions also to promote things online. So it becomes a tough choice for somebody who's looking to help to figure out whether it's genuine or not genuine. A lot of times youngsters will lose out on support because the person's not very sure whether you're a genuine cause or a genuine person or not. So my suggestion to all always is be honest in what you put online. Be very clear. Now that's the other thing. When you put something across, it has to be simple enough for somebody to understand when they see it. You're not going to get a chance to talk to somebody and explain it to them. What you put up online to promote your ideas is it. The first impression the person gets, they have to be able to understand the moment they see it that, yes, this is what they're talking about and I'm interested, right? If you don't do it, the attention span of somebody looking at your idea is a few seconds. If it's not appealing enough, you've lost that opportunity with that particular person, right? So when you promote something, be very clear, make sure it is simple enough to be understood and appealing enough for somebody to be able to retain them to read whatever or to look at whatever else you've put online, right? So be honest, be upfront, be very clear. That is very important. And yes, be honest and be contactable, which means if somebody is interested, they should be able to get in contact with you to verify what you're looking for and what your intentions are. So keep your intentions clear and always use social media for the right purposes. Thank you.
Thank you, Navi sir, and very rightly said. Things have changed and we need to use technology in the right aspect. I now invite Steve Rocha, Executive Director of Pratyek and also the National Convener of the 9 is Mine campaign and actually the head, the heart, and the hands behind all of our projects and programs, to give the vote of thanks and say a few words. We are yet to know who the choice of the people is. We are close to the end, but not yet.
Thank you very much to our wonderful anchors this evening. And thank you for a wonderful evening, very inspiring evening that reassures all of us that the world is in safe hands, in the safe hands of young people who have vision, who have passion, and who have the courage to dream their dreams today. And I really feel encouraged being here. But thanks to, firstly, the participants who applied. There were many, many participants, and each of them are in their own little ways trying to create a better world, equal, just, and sustainable. So thanks to this, and I think there are many, many more in India who can apply for these and who are worth or each effort they make. And I think we hope that that people who are here on this panel today would help us make sure that this award becomes the Nobel Peace Prize for children across the world. That's our vision for this award. And really look forward to powerful networks present here. Suman Manuja ma'am represents the Business Network International. It's a powerful network of businessmen with a different energy that says, givers gain. It's our first principle. We give before we want to actually taste success for ourselves, and the power of profit. It lies in the power of sharing. And I think that's what was reflected here itself. So appealing to all of us, to join the network, but also to use the network for a bigger cause, as Suman ma'am really represents that particular call. Thanks to Navi sir for being here, representing so many of our family members of the Edmund Rice Network. And Navi sir humbly didn't mention that actually we have been promoted largely because of his website and the services provided to us free when we were a non-entity. No one knew 9 is Mine, no one knew Pratyek at that time, when Pratyek wasn't been born. And it's been the most powerful website that we've been able to use free of cost. So thank you, Navi. And always being there. Each time we've come to Chandigarh, brought a new face, but you've been so patient with us. But we hope that your presence here will bring in this entire Sajoba network, who are really powerful businessmen, entrepreneurs, IS officers, to really make this platform something that really includes everybody. I know Gaurav sir is not here, but I will personally thank him later on. because he's going to help us at the end of this month to have our first ever on our own. We've had it with the UNICEF, but this time we're venturing on our own to have the first National Inclusive Children's Parliament in Parliament with all members, all political members of all political parties. Because we don't see that child rights is about any particular party, but basically all representatives representing their own dreams. So thanks to Gaurav sir for being here. He is the convener of the Parliamentary Forum for Children. So looking out for links there to really promote children as active citizens today. And you've seen them today in action, promoting that they matter today, their voices matter, and they're not willing to sit down silently and wait till they're 18 for that to be fossilized. Thanks to all the other celebrities like Regina Cassandra, Praveen Gujral, Pavleen Gujral, Leslie Lewis, and of course, Dr. Randeep Guleria, who despite being in the middle of a third wave of the pandemic and really leading the war against the pandemic, chose to be with us today as the director of AIMS. He made time for us, and we really, really appreciate that. I actually should have begun with a real vote of thanks to Thomas Chandy. It's because of him we've gathered here. It's because of his dream and inspiration for the last child that we really set this rolling. I really believe he's present here, watching and smiling and approving of what we're doing here. And I think he's going to be with us always into the future with this Just Right Kids Award attempt. So thank you, Thomas, for being with us. Thank you for your life that is inspirational. And thank you for being ever present in this journey towards making an inclusive world for all children, particularly the last child. Thanks to the Thomas Chandy family. Thank you, Varghese and Monica, particularly for inspiring, guiding, promoting what we're doing. Thanks to all the well-wishers of the Chandy family and all the donors who actually put their hands in their pockets to support our young people. Thanks to all our jury members. They met a couple of times and then had brain-racking sessions of revisiting ties and so on. Thanks to Shredik Shah, sir. You're amazing. I mean, the very presence and your voice itself brings in the need to include and inspire and motivate young people and ourselves that another world is possible no matter all the hurdles we face. Thanks, Joti Raghuvan, ma'am, for being with us with your Aravali Bachao Andolan, saying, yes, it's not a one-day challenge, it's a lifetime challenge we're facing, and we're willing to face it. Thanks, Sudarshan sir, Suchi sir from Save the Children, who couldn't be here, but really gives us his time and energy every time we have a gathering like this. And he will be with all these young awardees now, mentoring them into the next step of their journey. So thanks, Sudarshan sir, for your active presence here. Asta Pando is Pratik for us, is part of our family. But thank you for stepping in for the UNICEF today. Amrita Singh from the UNICEF was meant to be here, but she's struggling with COVID issues at home. But really appreciate both Asta and the UNICEF for supporting us here. And that reminds me how Save the Children, World Vision, UNICEF, and other big brands of children's movements have come together to support us. Thanks, Annabelle Mehta, ma'am. Yes, it was a tough job doing it all alone this time, but thank you for meeting up with the expectations and being our ultimate jury. Thanks, Farhana, last year's winner, and the one who was passing on her crown, as it were, to today's winners. And Mr. Jay Kumar for being our jury of appeal and coming, us referring at least 2 cases back to you where there was ties and we were in a quandary as to how to take that forward. But thank you for giving us deeper perspectives. And particularly Farhana, who herself has challenged and has been a wonderful trailblazer. And her inputs were really amazing when it came to ties, and really appreciate your voice in taking this forward. And particularly Farhana and the young people who are now going to take this award to build on the next step forward. We're really looking forward to what you do with this prize money. And we hope that the organizers of this program will put your stories together as a coffee table book, but really with the impact of the work you do. Thanks once again to all the candidates, the schools and NGOs that have promoted the awards. We hope that next year we'll have 1,000 applications and make life much more struggle to us. Maybe Suman ma'am and Navi sir can help us with getting getting people who will really push and promote this and fund these awards into the future. Thanks to our interpreters, Tem Surenla and Puneet, for making this more inclusive, both by providing Hindi translations, but more importantly, sign interpretation. We may have had a few children present here who are listening in sign, but we really want to tell the world that, look, this is a language that all of us can use and must use in our platforms, even if there's no person with disabilities there, because we want to tell them that, look, we want the bus to go around saying, if you really want inclusion, go to this platform. You'll hear in sign, people in sign, so making it more available and to everyone. Thanks to our hosts, Anushka and Neelam. And Sugandha, I've just left you out from that list, but it was intentional. You were the one who actually put all of this together last year. I just got a message from Anisha saying, Sugandha, you missed out someone. No, it was intentional to mention you last because we are missing you right here. Okay, both for the well-being issues, but also for coordinating all of this. Ably put together this year by Anmol and Anisha, but you've made this, set the ball rolling here, and we really appreciate that. Thanks to Anmol. Anmol, even though last month she decided to move to Oxfam and be with them, she said that this is a promise, a commitment I've taken, and I'll walk through it till it's done. And thank you for doing a wonderful job for us here. Thanks, Anisha, for coming in, stepping in, and carrying in the rails for this and working with it and doing a wonderful job today. Thanks to all the Pratik staff present here. I know Jeevan, Kunal will be probably working in the background here, always shying from the limelight. But thanks to everybody, interpreters, chat boxes. I know that Jarna has been putting lots of posts coming up. I may be missing out on people from the Pratik team, but do excuse me if I'm not mentioning your name. The list will be long because in programs like this, Pratik, as in everyone, comes together to serve the vision of every child standing for every right for everyone. And that's the vision of Pratik. So I'm inviting all of you with networks and with links to put in your dime to ensure that this dream, that every child gets an opportunity to speak for their rights and for every other child, and for everyone, we include the earth as well. And the last one member there is made a reality. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, but it's not finished. Come back on the 1st of April when we announce, when Navi sir finally announces who the people's choice is. So everybody, including the long list, not just the 29 children, all the children who applied can apply for the People's Choice Award. Looking forward to seeing you there. Have a lovely evening and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. With this, we close our award ceremony this evening and encouraging all of our young advocates. Congratulations to each of our winners. You all have really made a difference in the society. Please follow our social media handles and stay tuned to our upcoming programs and events. Bye-bye, good night, sayonara, until next time.